The Browns are back at a familiar crossroads, but the stakes feel higher than ever with a new voice in the headset. Todd Monken just stepped into the spotlight, and he is not ready to hand over the keys to the franchise just yet. For every fan who has weathered the storms of endless quarterback changes, this update from training camp hits home. Before we dive into the depth chart drama, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell for more exclusive Browns insider updates every single day. Deshaun Watson is at the center of a brewing storm in Cleveland, and the man holding the umbrella is new head coach Todd Monken. We all know the history of this position for our team, but the latest developments from Berea suggest that the hierarchy is far from settled. Monken recently sat down with 92.3, the fan, to address the elephant in the room. He was asked point blank if he is ready to name a starter, and his answer was a cold splash of reality for anyone expecting an easy transition. He admitted that after only 3 practices, he is still looking at things from a 40,000-foot view. This is a massive shift for a team that has invested so much in its current veteran presence. But let us be honest about where we stand. That veteran is coming off a brutal Achilles injury that cost him nearly 2 seasons, and there are serious questions about what is left in the tank. Meanwhile, the young and charismatic Shedder Sanders is waiting in the wings, entering his sophomore year with the kind of spotlight that usually follows a superstar. Monken was very clear that he has no history with these players yet. They are all external to him, and he is treating the roster like a blank slate. This isn't just a 2-man race either. The room is getting crowded with Dylan Gabriel, who we picked in the 3rd round last year, and the newly drafted Talon Green out of Arkansas. Even though Green was a 6th-round selection, he is part of a room where every rep is a trial by fire. Monken mentioned talking to players like Carson and feeling the rhythm of the offseason, but he isn't rushing into a decision that will define his first year. He is looking for someone to grab the job by the throat during the 4-week spring session. If you are a fan who has seen this movie before, you know that the quarterback battle can either unify the locker room or tear it apart before the first leaf falls. Monken is trying to avoid the latter by being patient, but the clock is ticking toward opening day, and the pressure is only going to intensify from here on out. The battle for the starting role isn't just about who can throw the best deep ball or read a complex blitz package. It is about who can command the respect of a locker room that has seen too much turnover and too little consistency. When a new coach takes over, the culture usually shifts immediately, and the man under center has to be the primary messenger of that change. Right now, the veteran who has been sidelined by injury is trying to prove he still has the elite movement and decision-making that once made him a household name. Recovering from an Achilles tear is a mountainous task for any athlete, especially one who relies on mobility to frustrate defenders. On the other side of the coin, the sophomore standout provides a completely different energy. He represents a fresh start and a connection to the future that many fans are desperate to embrace. He does not carry the baggage of past seasons or the weight of a massive contract that has not yet paid dividends on the field. The coaching staff is watching how these two handle the limited reps available during these early sessions. In a modern NFL offense, the chemistry between the signal caller and the play caller is the foundation of everything. The new head coach is evaluating not just the physical talent, but the mental toughness required to lead the Browns through a grueling AFC North schedule. We are talking about facing some of the toughest defenses in the league twice a year. If the incumbent starter cannot find his old form, the door swings wide open for the youngster to step in and capture the imagination of the city. There is also the matter of the backup rotation. With young arms like the former 3rd-round pick and the rookie from Arkansas, the competition in the room is at a fever pitch. Every mistake is magnified, and every successful 2-minute drill is a statement. The coaching staff is currently focused on the mechanics and the playbook installation, but soon the pads will come on, and that is when we will see who really has the poise to lead this franchise back to the postseason. Getting this decision right is the difference between a season of hope and another year of disappointment for our loyal fan base. If the coaching staff chooses the wrong leader, it could waste an elite defense that is currently in its prime. We have seen time and time again how a stagnant offense can wear down a defensive unit, leaving them on the field too long and forcing them to play perfect football just to stay in games. Choosing the veteran means betting on a comeback story that would stabilize the franchise and justify the massive investment made years ago. It would mean having a proven winner who knows how to handle the pressure of the big stage. However, if he has not fully recovered his speed and confidence, the offense could become predictable and easy to stop. On the flip side, Handing the ball to the sophomore sensation brings a level of unpredictability that can be a double-edged sword. While his talent is undeniable, rookie and second-year mistakes often lead to turnovers that can flip the momentum of a game in an instant. The risk of failure is real for a new head coach who needs to win early to establish his authority. Winning more games right out of the gate is essential for building trust with the players and the front office. A slow start because of a quarterback controversy can lead to a fractured locker room and a season that spirals out of control before November. We also have to consider the impact on the rest of the roster. Wide receivers need to know who is throwing them the ball so they can build that unspoken timing that beats tight coverage. The offensive line needs a consistent voice in the huddle to set the protections and keep everyone on the same page. This choice ripples through every facet of the organization. It affects ticket sales, national perception, and most importantly, the win-loss column. For a team that has been searching for an identity for decades, this summer in Cleveland is about more than just a depth chart. It is about finally finding a solution to a problem that has haunted the Browns for far too long. Imagine a world where everything clicks during training camp and the decision becomes easy. In the best-case scenario, the veteran returns to his Pro Bowl form, looking faster and more decisive than he ever has in a Browns uniform. He builds an instant connection with the new coaching staff, and the offense becomes a high-powered machine that rivals the best in the league. The young quarterbacks learn from his example, creating the best depth at the position we've seen in a generation. The city is on fire, the stadium is rocking, and we finally look like true contenders in the division. It would be a dream come true for a fan base that has waited so patiently for a winner. But we have to be honest about the dark side of this situation. The worst-case scenario is a lingering battle that stretches deep into the preseason with no clear winner emerging. Suppose the veteran's injury has permanently sapped his explosiveness, making him a shell of his former self. At the same time, maybe the sophomore is not quite ready for the speed of the NFL game, leading to a revolving door of quarterbacks that keeps the offense in constant flux. We have lived through that nightmare before, where no one can move the chains and the defense eventually breaks under the pressure. That path leads to a lost season and more questions about the future of the coaching staff and the front office. The tension in the building must be palpable right now. Every throw in practice is being graded. Every meeting is an interview. The coaches are looking for a sign, a spark, or a leader to emerge and take control of the huddle. The fans are watching the headlines, waiting for any scrap of information that tells them which way the wind is blowing. Is this the year we finally get it right, or are we destined to repeat the mistakes of the past? The stakes could not be higher for everyone involved. If this gamble fails, the fallout will be felt for years. But if it works, it could be the start of a whole new era of greatness in Cleveland. The quarterback room in Cleveland is officially a pressure cooker, and Todd Monken is the man with his hand on the valve. By refusing to name a starter this early, he is sending a clear message that every spot on this roster must be earned, regardless of salary or draft pedigree. It is a bold move for a new head coach, but it might be exactly what this franchise needs to break its old habits. We are looking at a summer of intense competition between a veteran searching for redemption and a young star looking to claim his throne. Both paths are filled with risk, and both could lead to glory or disaster. As an insider who has seen the ups and downs of this team for years, I can tell you the energy in Berea is different this time. But I want to hear from you, the heart of the Dawg Pound. Be honest, would you rather trust the veteran's experience or the sophomore's potential to lead us into Week 1? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a beat.